Hello, everyone. This is Yemen, Part 2, Conflict Itself by Tiffany Mims. Background. The population of Yemen is almost entirely Muslim, divided between Shia Zaydis, who live in the north, and Sunnis, who live in the south. A series of Zaydi dynasties ruled parts of Yemen from the 9th century until 1962. In the 1960s, a civil war in the north and an uprising in the south against the British created the Yemen Arab Republic in the north and the People's Democratic Republic of Yemen in the south. In 1990, North and South Yemen merged to form the Republic of Yemen. Ali Abdullah Saleh, the former ruler of the Yemen Arab Republic, became the ruler of the newly unified country, in which his rule was characterized by nepotism and corruption. Nepotism means the same as inequality or the favoring of one group over the other. Ali Abdullah Saleh. He was the president of Yemen since 1990. During the Arab Spring in Yemen, Yemenis revolted against Saleh's rule, which occurred in 2011. In November 2011, Saleh agreed to a transition plan that granted him immunity in return for his resignation. The Gulf Cooperation Council, in which Saudi Arabia is the most influential member, oversaw negotiations to force Saleh out and install a new government in which they appointed Abed Rabo Mansour Hadi. Abed Rabo Mansour Hadi. He was appointed president of Yemen in 2012 due to Saleh's resignation. He endured many problems, including attacks by Al-Qaeda, a separatist movement in the south, loyalty of military officers to Saleh, corruption, unemployment, and food insecurity. Hadi and his government were placed under house arrest by the Houthis in January 2015, in which he eventually escaped to Aden, which was in the south of Yemen. Hadi was quick to form an anti-Houthi Saleh alliance that included elements of the Southern Separatist Movement, Islamists, and tribesmen who were mostly from the south and from Sunni areas of the north. He had to flee a second time to Saudi Arabia in March 2015 due to the Houthis preparing to capture Aden. Saudi King Salman and his successor, Defense Minister Mohammed bin Salman, formed an alliance of mostly Sunni Arab states and launched a military campaign at the end of March 2015, in which they declared their objective to be defeating the Houthis and restoring Hadi's government. The Houthis. They are a Zaydi movement in the north who took advantage of the government's weakness when Hadi was appointed president. They launched a military offensive against Hadi with the help of military officers who were loyal to Saleh, in which they were able to take control of Sana'a and other parts of the country's north and west. A military offensive is a military operation that seeks through an aggressive projection of armed forces to occupy territory, gain an objective, or achieve some larger strategic, operational, or tactical goal. In January of 2015, they seized the presidential palace, setting up a shadow government, and placed Hadi and his government under house arrest. They completed their coup d'etat by establishing a revolutionary council and other associated governmental bodies. A coup d'etat is a sudden, violent, and unlawful seizure of power from a government. And this group is believed to be receiving military support from Iran. The opposing sides. The Houthi Saleh Bloc. This bloc consists of Houthi forces who are allied with ex-President Saleh, who receive Iranian support. Although the Houthis rebelled against Saleh in the past and were part of the revolts regarding Saleh's rule, they joined forces because they have the same goal of overthrowing the Hadi government and taking complete control of the country. The Houthis and Saleh both opposed Hadi and his government. Their base is in the northern governorate of Sana'a and operate a trained militia of 20,000 to 30,000 fighters. The anti-Houthi Saleh bloc. This bloc supports the Hadi government and is backed by a Saudi-led coalition who are supported by the United States and other Western states. This bloc includes the internationally recognized government, Southern separatists, Sunni Islamists, and other tribal actors. This alliance is founded solely upon their shared opposition to the Houthis, in which some partners are more so anti-Houthi than pro-Hadi. Regarding partners being more so anti-Houthi than pro-Hadi can be seen in regards to the Southern separatists. Although they are aligned with Hadi, due to his rejection of the South's secession from Yemen, most Southern groups are openly hostile to the government. The coalition is strongest in the South and East. Issues that are important to each side. The Houthi Saleh bloc. The Houthis claim descent from the Prophet Muhammad and upholds the Islamic religion. Saudi Arabia upholds the religious force, which is Wahhabi, which calls for advocation of a return to early Islam and rejects later innovations. The Houthis see their actions as a response to Wahhabi proselytizing and a rejection to Saudi influence in Yemen. Proselytizing is the action of attempting to convert someone from one religion, belief, or opinion to another. The Houthis and Saleh oppose the influence of Hadi and his government, who was appointed by Saudi Arabia, and seeks complete control of the country. The anti-Houthi Saleh bloc. Hadi wants his government restored. Saudi Arabia wants the internationally recognized government restored as well, along with containing the growing influence of Iran, who is a major rival. The Southern separatists are angry regarding their second-class status in the unified country, and the war has increased their hatred for the North and increased their desire to break away. Sunni Islamists are driven by religious zeal to fight the Shia. So, why is there conflict from an outsider's perspective? From an outsider's perspective, I believe that there is conflict in Yemen between primarily the Houthis and the Hadi government because the Houthis reject Saudi Arabian influence. Due to Hadi being appointed as president by Saudi Arabia, this caused a direct opposition against his rule by the Houthis. Although the Houthis had several rebellions against Saleh and were involved in the street battles regarding his rule, which eventually led to him having to step down as president, they decided to create an alliance with Saleh predominantly because they did not want a leader who had an affiliation with Saudi Arabia. I believe this is why Iran is supporting the Houthis with weapons, because they both have a dislike towards Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia is helping the Hadi government because they both have a dislike towards the Houthis and Iran. I ultimately believe that if the president of Yemen was chosen by the people or appointed by a different country, this war may have never begun. Lastly, I have a video clip in which I urge you all to watch. So please feel free to watch the following video, which provides you with additional clarification regarding why Yemen is currently at war and the opposing sides. In order to view the link, press CTRL and then click the link and you'll be able to watch the video. And that is the end to Yemen Part 2, Conflict Itself by Tiffany Mims.